Top advisors in the Trump administration and the former president's campaign see President Biden's push to boost the power and scope of the IRS as a path back to Republican majorities in the House and Senate next year. The Coalition to Protect American Workers, a conservative advocacy group, is targeting vulnerable House Democrats with a foreboding ad campaign warning voters that Joe Biden wants to deploy an army of agents from the tax collecting agency to harass taxpayers. Tony Fabrizio, who was the Trump campaign's chief pollster, said messaging tied to Joe Biden's plan to boost IRS funding in order to target the wealthy for audits got the strongest negative reaction among a handful of the administration's tax proposals. He said, "The top message here is voting to raise taxes in order to spend $80 billion so the IRS can hire more tax collectors." Mr. Fabrizio's firm tested different messages tied to the president's tax plans in Georgia's 7th Congressional District and New Jersey's 5th Congressional District, represented by Democratic reps Carolyn Bourdeaux and Josh Gottheimer, respectively. Pollsters asked voters whether they were more likely or less likely to support Ms. Bourdeaux and Mr. Gottheimer if they backed tax hikes to fund Mr. Biden's electric vehicle agenda, if they voted to raise taxes to boost the state and local tax deduction, and if they voted to raise capital gains taxes. Mr. Fabrizio said voters, in general, are skeptical that their taxes will stay flat when there is talk of reforms. He said, "I don't know how many focus groups you've sat through, but most voters do not believe that I'm not going to tax you. And so they start off from a very pessimistic and they start off from a very suspicious standpoint." Mr. Fabrizio conducted the polling for the coalition, led in part by Mark Short, a top aide to Vice President Mike Pence in the Trump administration. The group is targeting Ms. Bourdeaux and Representative Connor Lamb, Pennsylvania Democrat, in an ad campaign that portrays dark-suited IRS agents coming for Americans' pocketbooks. The ad says, "The new America where congressional Democrats want to defund the police and Biden wants to add thousands of IRS agents." Mr. Short said the group plans to have polling on Iowa's 3rd Congressional District, represented by Democratic Representative Cynthia Axne. He said the administration is politically smart to paint the president's desired tax increases as falling only on the wealthy and corporations, but he added that it's not that simple. Mr. Short said, "Our posture is that their tax plan is going to be much broader than that." He said increasing the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28% generates roughly $700 billion in revenue under a best-case scenario. He said, "Yet their total tax plan is near $3 trillion. So, where's the rest of it?" White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the president's tax enforcement plan would focus on people who aren't paying their fair share. Ms. Psaki said, "That is not hard-working, middle-class Americans who are working hard, paying taxes, putting food on the table. There are a range of other entities that are less likely to pay their fair share of taxes.